Hi guys, I'm in my bedroom, which is a bedroom living room of a 2-bedroom flat, which is a Portsmouth City Council tenancy, yeah? I've just been speaking to Dean about what I'm trying to explain to people about designing my own home. So I have my morning routine, my evening routine, and I live in Elijah, this is important, mate, because if the council don't get this sorted... And the funny thing is there's a man now seated directly across from me, right? And
can I tell you something?
Yes.
This tower can actually choke.
Right, Elijah, I need to do this. This is absolutely urgent. Right, and I need you covered because I've now got a man literally sitting on the other side of my curtain with his legs akimbo. He's only having a fag and a joint. But the reason that I came back from Durham, well, it's not Durham, it's quite a bit out from Durham, but Durham is the main city near it, or one of the main cities near it. One of the reasons is because I knew my house wasn't secure because of this window. Now, if any of you remember on my live, my bed... I've got a little boy laying in my bed. But my bed, and I know I'm being watched right now, and it's really freaky. You are all watching me on a live, but having somebody physically sitting, they're in their own space. They're not actually watching me, but they can see everything that's currently going on within my flat right now. And I don't like this. But I also don't like, I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. This is the safety window that could have literally, it's fucking lucky, seriously. Elijah's still up because obviously he's been waiting for Dean to ring, and Dean's sort of, he's getting used to being able to FaceTime us. And actually, I'm going to put up the screenshots of while me and Dean were on FaceTime together and what was happening when they were putting a triangle and interrupting on both sides of us. So anyway, Elijah, don't do that. And I want you settled down, but you do not go in that vicinity area of that window now. Now, the lucky thing is, but not so lucky. Can I just borrow this? I need to borrow it.
Okay.
Is
Ow.
I went on the phone to Dean to make sure everything was okay. And Elijah was literally just sitting here playing with this triangle on the table. And obviously, as you know, I have the window closed and covered. And this, literally, I was on the phone and all I heard was a massive big whoosh. Now, I came back because I was worried about it happening while I wasn't here. It's partly my fault as well because I clicked over the curtain. So this is something that but it's also something that's been ongoing because this window is the one that if you watched, my bed used to be here and I'd literally just moved off of the bed as the wind come pelting and took this complete window off, and I rang the council to say the window is literally on my bed, and they thought I was taking the mickey. When they walked in, they literally saw this whole case off and on top of my said bed. Now, what has just scared the living shits out of me and caused me to absolutely scream. Now, bless, Elijah had actually fallen asleep on the sofa as the bang had completely gone. So he's now back up again, which is a complete pain in the arse. Lucky that lad's now gone, he's respectful. And hopefully he's going to close his own curtains and he'll be an all right person. And I've always had my curtains closed, so I've never seen this before. What are you scared for, darling? Well, from now on until the council get this matter sorted and I get a curtain pole, which is going to have to... The problem is this curtain pole is bloody long and they're really fucking expensive. And I know that I want the brown one that obviously matches the furniture. This has also caused the issue with Dean tonight, which has been resolved, we believe, to a certain level of mutual respect, that the landlord has now texted him to say he apologises and he will not attend the property without phoning him. He was just attending for the table. It happens to be the one table that Dean's graphed up. But I have said to Dean, is it unfurnished, part furnished or fully furnished contract? And he said it's part furnished. I said, well, then you're the one in the wrong. So he doesn't like that, but he's working on it. So anyway, at least I got to listen to him rant over the phone and not face to face. But I've moved the table here so the boys could sit because they had fixed this, right? But before we left, it had just done it. So I'm going to have to move this table out even further and not encourage anyone to
Mum,
sit.
don't tie
Because
this.
no, can I just use this a minute as an example, yeah? This window here was one wallop swing. Had my children, because I've put their little chairs underneath here so they can have their breakfast here. Had that had happened when Elijah was sat here, so here,
It's nearly gonna hit you.
imagine this, or even me, all of a sudden,
Pop
that,
it.
yeah, would have done that and knocked my son flying, probably actually completely decapitated the top of his head. Or had I, sorry Elijah, you shouldn't hear this stuff, but it's this is why I cannot have you. And also now I'm going to have to, no, the TV's fine, unless it comes off. So if I now close this, and I'm going to have to still secure the curtain over the top because I can't have this, I'm going to have to get some form of pole up here now to put the curtains up and do something. But this is all the stuff that I said to Dean I needed doing, but I signed on my own. So his attitude was, you took the tenancy on your own. But this is stuff being because of my hands that the council should have me down to help me. They shouldn't have to pay for it. But at the end of the day, if I pay for this is what they had in Preston. If I pay for the rail, I pay for the nails, I pay for it. Anchor funds the time for this person. Now, I don't mind paying for the time of the person. What I want is someone who can come into my property that I can trust and know that I'm all right.
Mama,
Yes, darling.
can I have something on your phone?
No, I want you in bed, mate. I'll give him his dues. He had actually fallen asleep on the sofa. But now I've got this to deal with. But the irony is it gushed through. It went whoosh, and completely freaking crashed open. But this is the good thing about being in a council tenancy, because I haven't got to try and ring a landlord. But if it was my own home, at least I would have a team of people, or even my dad to come and say, and my mum works with people like that, she could get stuff like that sorted. And even the curtain poles and all of that. And this is where I'm talking about support systems and keys. And even if with social in my life, when I moved in here on a managed move, that's what the OT should have done. That's what they should have gone round and said, what is Kelly going to struggle with? What is she going to need? And straight away, that would have meant a bath, because of the amount of us and because there's bowel problems, 2 toilets, potentially with somebody like me. I've always lived with an ensuite. That's my choice. It means that if I have problems in the night, I don't have to wake up anybody else in the property. The other thing is I don't like having to go to gyms with goodness knows how many people. There is nothing wrong with having my own training facilities and space. Like if you have a look down here,
Hey! You
I've got obviously my rollerball down here. These are all the rackets that I don't use.
Mum, look at me, Mum.
Oh, bless. Look. My chocolate face over there. My ball thing's down there. And I'm trying to create a space, so obviously I can do it. But this is what started it with Save the Family, with me being respectful and people taking my kindness for weakness. Because I'd gone from living in a house where I only had a garage link detached from me to then going obviously into hotels, which is awesome. I love hotels. Hotels are so easy. You wake up in the morning, your kids watch telly, you get in the shower, you go down for breakfast, it's all made for you. You get to choose whatever you want. The kids get to choose whatever you want. You haven't got to wash up, you haven't got to clean up, and it doesn't matter if the kids don't eat anything. And then literally you can, even earlier than that, if I wanted to use the intercom service at the hotels while my children are sleeping, I could very easily. There's even babysitting services for people like us, and sometimes it's even the same people through the au pair. Then some people can afford to even keep their own au pair with them and have a full-blown suite. When I was in the Ramada in Southport, Google it, Ramada, Southport, very connected in Southport, so I've got some digging to do in Southport about a few people. And obviously that's where I went from Leyland to Southport, because I wanted to live by the sea, in order so I could get up in the morning and literally open up my window. And this comes from going on holiday to Cyprus, I think it was. And I was asked, did I want a sea view or a mountain view? And I said, can I have both? I've always wanted to literally in my bedroom be able to see the sea from behind and sit in my garden and, you know, be able to see the sea. There's the most beautiful, beautiful, beautiful image in Meet Joe Black film, where they have an anniversary thing. It's the most wonderful, beautiful setting ever. Being able to ride my horses on sand, being able to have my kids in the summer just play by the beach hut, and literally then having the hills where I can go off walking with my dogs and you know, and but if you do this, then you're a sociopath. If you do this and you shut off from the world, I don't want big gates, all this sort of stuff. But what me and Dean have just been talking about is the fact that, you know, it's someone coming to his property that he pays for. He's got a contract. It's all sorted. And I said, but now do you understand how I've been feeling with not knowing whether, like when we were in the Roberts Centre, mate, it was like 3 fucking times a fucking day checks and all this shit. And if you're in prison, you've got someone, if you're in hospital, you know, this, I don't want, if I ever was to, and I would love for everything to be okay with me and Dean, and to give Dean and the boys what they want. And I know what they want. They want a fucking little sister. You know, that's what Dean wants. That's what Elijah wants. And that's what Shiloh wants. But Mummy doesn't want that. It's not that I don't want that. It's that I want to be in a very different situation. I don't want to bring another bastard child into the world. And I am petrified that I would have a little girl, and that would mean that somebody would want to try and replace Faith, which just couldn't happen. But Faith is my daughter. She's my daughter. She didn't replace Jessica, and it would probably be hard. But yes, you know, the boys want a sister, and yeah, and Dean wants to give me a daughter. Hence why I keep Dean as far away with me as possible, because no sperm's getting into this womb, I can tell you that. And certainly not if I'm going to be told, well, I'm never ever around, whose is it? If anyone ever said that to me again, mate, I think I would potentially be doing life in prison, because it's the most horriblest thing a woman could ever be told, that doubts that, one, the child is theirs, one, that they would be that sort of person to say that, and one, that they would even do that, even to be unfaithful. And it's like, fuck me, I know there's plenty of people out there that do that, and they've caused a lot of damage for women like us. And it's like, you know, this pisses me off. And you know, this is where the majority get punished for the minority. It only takes like this one baby, and all of a sudden, you know, removals will be speeded up tenfolds now. You won't even get to keep your child while they assess you. These 26 weeks, mate, it will be, you'll either be asked to go into some unit to be assessed, and they'll have to move to it being family units rather than mother and baby units for that to happen. Some fathers are allowed at some, there's rules, blah, blah, blah. It depends if you're married or not. You know, and it's craziness coming, absolute craziness coming. It's all about how, even Dean said it today, he said, but it's about setting a standard, isn't it? I said, oh, you know, second client for Step Up Britain then. Wow, what a client to have for Step Up Britain. Could you imagine if Dean finally came out and went, this is where I was before I met Kelly, and this is where I am after. I'm not saying it hasn't been fucking challenging and it's hard work, but she is a good egg. Even Kyle, I saw Kyle today, and he's got a busted fucking leg. He's had another fight with this girlfriend of his older kid, and it's like, you know, Kyle, don't let this set you back, like, don't. And it's like, yes, he's drinking, yes, he's smoking weed, but he's not back on the crack. So I've told him I'm going to go and pull him on this seal watch and try and get him up on the sea. So I need some really tall people's waterproof, quite a tall man, skinny though, and I'll go on the hunt and I'll find it. I'm sure Alan will help me find it. But it's like on Thursday, I've got to stand up to the fact that people are going to say, Kelly, why would you want to bring your kids to an art gallery with a load of alcoholics? And it's like, well, most of the people doing the art show are alcoholics anyway. So, you know, my children are very smart, mate. If my children were ever scared anywhere, mate, I'd get them immediately away from anybody or anybody. Even Alan sometimes gets to the point where it's like, Alan, I've got the kids, yeah? I'll come and and see you when they haven't. Even Josie now, you know, Elijah and Shiloh couldn't take the emotionless. After they first ever saw Josie on the streets and knew they had to leave her there, that was emotional enough for them, because they were able to relate to every person on the streets as if it was another Josie, as if it was their dad, you know, and they understand that Dean sleeps on the streets, as he has done since he was 11, 12 years old, on and off. Yes, he's had some form of stability, but not properly. But what stability? The world's his oyster. The man's well travelled. I'm well travelled, not to the level I'd like to, but I'm certainly well travelled. Anyway, my son's busted the fucking thing today, so I'm going to scan one of the chocolates out of it. In fact, all the ones, because he's not going to notice. All the ones that I show him. Oh, guilt-free too. Do you know how many times for Liam and Daniel I replaced their advent calendars? Okay. Like chocolate. Advent calendars. Don't do it. How many times I have unwrapped the sweets from the tree, gold coins, and replaced them. So anyway, memory boxes. Not just memory boxes, yeah, memory boxes. Memory boxes in a future letter. So I'm going to speak to a friend of mine who set up a printing company here. She's a single mum herself. She's come from a really violent relationship, but because he was a Navy man, he's got away with it. She's got 4 kids to look after. 4 autistic and Asperger's. In school, she rides a push bike to take the boys to school every day. She doesn't drive. She doesn't have a car. The first time she actually managed to get the passports and book for the kids to go to Spain, obviously, was lockdown. So I would like to put all the FEA Christmas memory boxes. And we don't do Xmas. There is no fucking Xmas. It's Christmas. Christmas. Yeah? Any person, Xmas. Yeah? We don't Xmas, is it? It's Christmas. Yes? Christmas. Christ Mass. Yeah? I really need you to go to sleep, mister. So anyway, I need to go and lay down with this one, getting to sleep first. And then I've got to get on. I've got shitloads to do, like never ending, never stopping. I'll sleep. Do you want to see the freaking fizzy pop that the food bank gave me, by the way? Fuzzy pop for a start. Like, seriously, how are you helping? Never wait for Christmas. Every day's Christmas.
But is it Christmas right now?
No, but there is dates when we celebrate. What do we celebrate for Christmas? What is Christmas about, Elijah? You're a wise boy. What's Christmas to you?
I don't know.
Well, you seem to think it's about getting presents, and that's not what it's about. It's about being present. It's about spending time with Daddy taking time off work. It's about spending time with Mummy and Mummy taking time off work, even though we will do a message for you guys. So that's all you're getting from us this Christmas. You'll get a Christmas Eve message from us.
You need to copy
a Christmas morning,
maybe
a Christmas evening and
you
midday.
Need to copy me.
Okay.
Wah.
And a New Year's.
Okay.
And I might give you a load of photographs on Boxing Day and try and put a video together. Oh, you want to see a full-blown Karate Kid spin?
Spin.
That's easy. You ready?
No. Turn around. No. Like this. That is wrong.
Oh, we're doing dancing spins now.
Okay, this.
Oh, nice one. He says he wants his drums because he's into his rock, but sometimes...
Just copy me, okay?
Okay, copy you.